English consonant sounds, fricatives. There are 9 fricative phonemes in English. We call them fricatives because friction is the most important noise component in their production. In a previous video, we concentrated on labiodental fricatives, and we also saw dental ones. Today, we'll concentrate on the other fricative sounds. Alveolar ones, palato-alveolar ones, and the glottal fricative sound. Let's begin with alveolar ones.
Alveolar. Alveolar.
As with the other pairs, there's one phoneme which is voiceless and another one which is voiced.
S. S.
This alveolar fricative is voiceless, that is, produced without vocal fold activity.
S.
The other one, however,
Z.
is voiced.
Z.
We can actually see how the vocal folds vibrate.
Z.
To produce alveolar fricative sounds, the tip and blade of the tongue are very close to the alveolar ridge. A narrowing is produced at that point. When air passes through that narrow space, friction is produced. Let's see some examples with the first alveolar fricative sound. This sound is stronger than its voiced counterpart. Listen to the examples and write them down phonemically. 1. Same, same. 2. Sing, sing. 3. Sit, sit. 4. Saturday, Saturday. 5. Sunday, Sunday. 6. Small, small. 7. Listen, listen. 8. Mrs., Mrs. 9. Pass, pass. 10. Can't, can't. Now check your answers. Same, sing, sit, Saturday, Sunday, small, listen, Mrs., pass, can't. Now give the spelling for these words. Pause the recording and then check. Same, sing, sit, Saturday, Sunday, small, listen, Mrs., pass and can't. Now listen to a key sentence. Write it down phonemically. It's 6 or 7 years since Sydney's sister sang that song. Listen again. Now I'll say it more slowly for you to write. It's 6 or 7 years since Sydney's sister sang that song. It's 6 or 7 years since Sydney's sister sang that song. Now check your answers. It's 6 or 7 years since Sydney's sister sang that song. Now let's see some examples with a voiced alveolar fricative sound. This consonant's weaker than the first one. Write examples phonemically. Number 1, as you can see, is noisy, noisy. Number 2, busy, busy. 3. Reason, reason. 4. Easy, easy. 5. His, his. 6. Lose, lose. 7. Use, use. 8. Days, days. 9. Zoo, zoo. And 10. Peas, peas. Now check your answers. Number 1, noisy. 2, busy. 3, reason. 4, easy. 6, his. 6, lose. 7, use. 8, days. 9, zoo. And 10, please. Give the spelling. To check, you can associate pronunciation and vocabulary. And check. It's important to notice the difference in pronunciation between use as a verb and use as a noun.
Use.
1. The noun takes a voiceless alveolar fricative.
Use.
Whereas the verb
Use.
has a voiced alveolar fricative. Now listen to a key sentence. Write it down in phonetic script. Zebras in zoos are like dolphins in pools. I repeat. Zebras in zoos are like dolphins in pools. Zebras in zoos are like dolphins in pools. Check your answers. Zebras in zoos are like dolphins in pools. Now let's talk about palato-alveolar fricative sounds. What happens to these sounds? The blade of the tongue makes light contact with the back part of the alveolar ridge. The front of the tongue is raised. A narrowing is formed in this part of the oral cavity. When air has to go through that passage, friction is produced. As with the other pairs, one is very strong and voiceless.
Sh. Shoe. Action. Sh.
There's no vocal throat activity in this sound.
S. Je.
Then,
Television.
in this one, we have friction as well as voicing.
Je. Sh.
Let's see some examples. Number 1. Write what you hear phonемically. 1. Shape, shape, shape. 2. She, she, she. 3. Ship, ship, ship. 4. Shop, shop, shop. 5. Sharp, sharp, sharp. 6. Shout, shout, shout. 7. Patient, patient, patient. 8. Nation, nation, nation. 9. Pressure, pressure, pressure. 10. Crush, crush, crush. Now check. Shape, she, ship, shop, sharp. Shout, patient, nation, pressure, and crush. Give the spelling and listen to a key sentence. Sharon shouldn't wash her clothes in the shower. Sharon shouldn't wash her clothes in the shower. Once more, bit by bit. Sharon shouldn't wash her clothes in the shower. Check your answers. And now let's continue with the voiced palato-alveolar fricative sound. Number 1. Measure, measure, measure. 2. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. 3. Usual, usual, usual. 4. Revision, revision, revision. 5. Invasion, invasion, invasion. 6. Vision, vision, vision. 7. Illusion, illusion, illusion. 8. Television, television, television. 9. Leisure, leisure, leisure. And 10. Explosion, explosion, explosion. Now pause the recording, give the spelling of these words, and then check. As you can see, this sound is used whenever we have a letter S surrounded by vowel sounds. Alright? Okay, now listen to a key sentence. Write it down in phonetic script. I can't measure the pleasure I have in viewing this treasure at leisure. Now listen again. I can't measure the pleasure I have in viewing this treasure at leisure. I can't measure the pleasure I have in viewing this treasure at leisure. Stop. Give the spelling first. Make sure the grammar's okay. And then check. I can't measure the pleasure I have in viewing this treasure at leisure. Finally, let's talk about the glottal fricative sound. The sounds we have just seen were palato-alveolar ones, right? But now we'll talk about the glottal fricative sound.
Glottal.
Friction now is produced between the vocal folds. When air passes through that narrowing, friction is produced. It's important to notice that this consonant sound is used before vowels. Listen to some examples. Write them down phonemically. 1. Half. 2. Hand. 3. Head. 4. Heard. 5. Hear. 6. Hair. 7. Hide. 8. Behind. 9. History. 10. Inhale. Now check. And transcribe the key sentence. Once you have finished, check your answer.